Well guys, welcome back to the channel. Today I'm gonna do a walk around this brand new 2026 589 tri-drive logger with an automatic. I know it's not a true automatic like an Allison though. It's an automated. It's an Eaton transmission. I want to know what your thoughts are on the world going automated. So let's take a look. We brought this one in because, well, you know what? Greenhouse gas rules, all that mumbo jumbo, they're kind of pushing us to put automated in because they're more fuel efficient, maybe? I don't know. But let me know what your thoughts are. At the end of the day, I built this truck with a custom paint job. Now this was done at the factory. I drew it out myself. Not gonna lie, I think it looks good. A little bit of a different take with the black and the blue, but it's kind of the old school 70s style logger paint job, if you will. At least I think it is. You know, kind of a throwback to Pete. We're gonna rig this one up with a quad trailer, and then what we're gonna do is see if we can lease it out for customers to try out the automated transmission. Now, we can't just demo it. Like if I have a load on it, you could take it for a drive, but I can't let you haul your own wood and generate revenue with it as a demo. But if we lease it out to you, you can try it out and keep all the money you make. So kept the old school skinny bumper on it. I think that screams Peterbilt of past. We put LED driving lights in. Those are the Aurora driving lights. They are DOT approved and legal. Of course, we've got the new heated LED pod headlights. Yeah, buddy. And we've put our signature, built here in PG, our wide load mirror arm brackets for so you can see past your trailer. Because of course here we'll run trailers with bunks that are 9'6" wide, so it's kind of nice to see past them. But yeah, so I went with a 110 gallon fuel tank on this side. Of course it's true dual exhaust. I kept, to try and package this better, I left the fuel tank under the driver's door and went with a space saver battery box to try and, you guessed it, save space. Air dryer's in a bit of a deadly spot. For whatever reason, the factory likes to put them down there. So we do actually have guards made to protect it from rocks because it'll get hit. Over here we've got body connections for your trailer, taillight wiring. There's a junction box right there for tying into like your cab guard or if it's a tractor. And yeah, it's pretty cool. What's this one say? Can term resistor. Okay, have no idea what that does. So there you go. I kept the cast aluminum cross members on this. The one thing I like about these is they don't stick up. We do have 5-piece cross members we can get, but we're not using those. And I'm just trying to, oh yeah, there it is. So this is the electric over air switches, and if you notice, I think there's only 2 hooked up. We've got a 5th wheel slide, which it's not going to have a 5th wheel slide, and your air suspension dump are still hooked up. But your wheel diff locks, you'll see there's joins right there. We hooked them up so they are manual air lockers, so the computer doesn't control your diff locks. And apparently they're coming out with a new design, but not yet. Apparently they've already got it designed, except for the fact that I don't know what the whole thing is about. I don't know if I should say anything or not. But it sounds like the manufacturer that's building the crappy ones was going to sue PACCAR because they had a contract to deliver them. Well, you know what? Make your stuff work. You know, that's all I got to say. You know, PACCAR pays good money for your stuff, and then when it doesn't work, but whatever. We fix it here. This here is a TPMS sensor. So yeah, part of the greenhouse gas thing is all the trucks have to have tire pressure monitoring sensors. Now, a lot of them aren't working right from the get-go. Like you'll have one tire that's not reading or something, and then it sets the alarm off. So we can disable it here before you take delivery. And you can still read the tire temperatures. You just, or pardon me, not temperature. Well, actually it does read temperature too, but the tire pressures, so that you can read your tire pressures, but you don't have the dingy warning lights. And these tires are what I've been bringing in. They're low rolling resistant. They've got quite a wide face to them. These are the Continental HDL3 LTLs. They say they're mud and snow. I'm curious to see how they'll be. It does have a closed shoulder, but maybe it's one of those things where we could sipe them for added traction and durability. I've got 69,000 pound New Way suspension with oh no, I don't have Meritor diffs in this. This has Eaton's. So yeah, this has Dana rear diffs with the SPL drive lines. Yeah. Interestingly enough, the Danas are still a cheaper option for us over the Meritor. So you know what? When you're price conscious, I'll put in Danas. But there's pluses and minuses to both. Some people prefer Meritor, some people prefer Dana. But anyways, manual brakes. And when I say manual, I mean drum. This is the Space Saver battery box. This is just a fabric cover to protect the shiny surface before it gets rigged. Now, with the Space Saver battery box, they'll put the air tanks underneath it. And I want your guys' opinion on having air tanks there. Because I did have someone complain about it once because they said it was goofy because they're used to them here. But one thing we have found is you can break these air tank brackets. And also, you know, I think they're better protected on the outside than being between the frame rails where all the rocks get flingy. Anyways, let me know what you think. Do you like the air tanks underneath the Space Saver battery box? And the reason why I did this is because I could put the batteries there, but if I took that fuel tank and put it here, it sticks back even further. So once we put a cab guard on here, you know, we're say there, so we don't have as much exposed to get dinged. This truck does have extra light wiring, so this would be for right hand side marker lamp. So if you have skirt lights, the wiring's already there for marker lights. That should be tied up better actually instead of laying on the exhaust. One of these is probably for beacons and the others are for backup lights. And yeah, the other thing, we put on the rubber fender flares. For whatever reason, you can't get the 4-inch wide fender flares on a 589 from factory yet. It's something that I'm kind of pushing to do because when you look at the tire, of course we got a wide base tire there, and when we go up, it's exposed. You can get the 2-inch plastic one, but it still doesn't cover all the tread. So what I've been doing is we've been bringing them in without a fender flare, and then we just install them here, and our guys, yeah, they just bolt them on. But the other thing we like to do is add a bigger mud flap behind the tire because the factory one doesn't cover the tire. I know, you would think with all the rules out there, they would have one that covers the tire. The other thing that we've noted is these new heated LEDs, they have a hole here for adjusting the light. So it's your headlight adjustment, but the problem is it's open into the light. So what we've done is we've actually added a rubber grommet here, and that's actually a dust cover grommet to plug the hole because, you know, at the end of the day, dirt's gonna get in there and water. So, and you know, look at how easy, don't like to let it fall. The hood's open. I love how easy the hood's open on a Pete. If we come around here to the passenger side, you can see how we've mounted the lights. Very stout and quite a simple installation. Something you do have to be mindful of is your wiring here, because it does get close to the hinge. We've got straight 20,000 pound front springs in the front. I've been getting mixed reviews as to the progressive versus the straight 20s as to which rides better. Also, like I've said before in other videos, your in-cab air filter is there, and of course there's your air intake for you know, off the cowl. I've come around to the driver's side. We've got the signature Peterbilt anti-blowdown. Of course, being that this is a 20,000 pound axle, we've got 2 steering boxes. We've got the Davco fuel water separator. It is by far my favorite. The PACCAR one is fine, I just prefer it. This is airport, not like a plane airport, but chassis fill up your air tanks port. So we sell the chucks here, and then you can air up the chassis in your shop without having to fire it up. Of course, we got the new style power steering reservoir with the spin-on filter, which is nice on the outside. Still easy to access all the stuff on the firewall. Being a set forward with the quarter fender, it is a little more difficult to get in here, but it works. And I was just trying to see where the reservoir, oh, that thing sounds meaty, is for the clutch. Where is the clutch reservoir? I'm not seeing it. Oh! It's because it doesn't have a clutch, because it's an automated transmission, Mike. Right, that's why I can't find the reservoir for the hydraulic air assisted clutch. So yeah, well, the more you know. But you can see right here we've got your filter minder. Now that little port there is for a digital version. The one problem I find with that one, with the sensor, is there's a wire going to it, and anybody that's doing stuff on top of the engine, it's easy to hook it and break it, like pull the wires out. And you know, since it's going into your air intake, I'm like, maybe that's not a good idea. So let's just not bring them in with that. But it's a little heavier when you're pushing it up. So, and let's face it, I'm a salesman, so my upper body strength is not great. So let's take a look at the inside now. Now this is a step down interior, so it's like a Premier, not a Platinum. The door cards don't have the wood grain here. I mean, this is like a fake plasticky looking wood grain, but it's kind of like the base interior. I've got Sears Atlas seats in it, which, you know, people seem to like. Of course, we got the seat base covers. Nice thing with the Sears, if you want it lower, you can pull that that base that it sits on out. Now got a dedicated airport for either a blowgun, or you could put a tire chuck, sorry, not a tire chuck, but a quick disconnect for a tire pressure hose air upper if you didn't want to tie into your glad hand. But whew, she's warm in here. Now this switch has a tag on it, DL, because it was used for driving light. I think I might see if we can get the actual proper driving light switch. This is for fog lights, beacons, backup lights, those pre-wires that I showed you on the back of the cab. This is for the dome light. Of course, it's not working because I've got the door open and the lights are on already, but you know. On this one, I opted to go with all the gauges in the dash. So it's got all the options. I've got a left and right hand side suspension load gauge, because the new A suspension does have 2 leveling valves. You can get it with 2 gauges. Don't really care for the smart nav. We don't really need it in a logger. I can get gauges for here, but instead I put the cubby, because the cubby's kind of handy for, you know, putting your cell phone, or, you know, throw a lunch in it, like a sandwich, you know, when you're eating your lunch. I mean, it's just a place to put stuff, you know. It's always nice to have a place to put stuff. The dash is nice because it's black with a nice chrome trim. Keeps it kind of simple. Radio, it is a Sirius XM radio, so you can do Bluetooth, Sirius. You can do a USB, you can plug in an auxiliary port. Of course, it's got climate control with AC. Got to have your AC, max AC, auto, so it automatically adjusts the temperature to meet that. Now, you'll notice there is no shifter, but there is the shifter plate. So that is an option. So rather than having a clear floor, you can get the shifter plate, which gives you access to the top of the transmission. I like to put that in, even though it's an automatic, because if you have to get anything in there, it's so much nicer to pull that plate off. And then I've got the cubby between the seats for logbooks, papers, whatever you got, you know, your inspection booklet, VHF or CB wiring between the header. I like bringing this one in because it's a little bit, well, I guess it's not really that much closer. It's kind of a catch-22 because that's actually further away, but I mean, you could have your radio there. Or if you wanted to run 2 radios. This is a little cubby, but you can take the cubby out and put radio up here if you want to add a CB or a VHF and you don't want that as a cubby. Down here, because it's an automatic, we've got hill start assist on and off. So if you're starting on a hill, it will hold the brakes on you until you accelerate. Traction control to desensitize it. It doesn't turn it 100% off, but it gets pretty close. ABS off-road, because this is a logging truck, I like to have the ABS off-road switch, so if you want to be able to lock up your brakes a bit, you can. Of course, 5th wheel slide switch. That's connected to your, that's one of the electric over air solenoids back there. This is a trailer hotline switch, so this is a powered wire to the back of your tail frame. These are just 2 spare switches for whatever you like. Manual / disable regen switch, so if you're in an area you don't want to do a regen, use that. This is a rock feature. So with the automatic, if you want to be able to just like rock it, so you're like, you hit this and it'll let you rock for getting unstuck and stuff. Of course, a PTO switch and suspension dump, which is also the electric over air. We've got the ram mount hook up there for, you know, so you can use the ram mount system, clamp on your bar there and have either a cell phone holder or your e-log holder and all that good stuff. Now, since we don't have an extended cab, I brought it in with the toolbox under the passenger seat. And the nice thing is, it's kind of like old school. So in there, you can have all your extra bits. And you know what? It's locked up and out of the way, and it's not a projectile in the truck. Batteries in the cab are nice because the batteries stay in relatively good condition because they're warm all the time, but they do take up a lot of space, where it's nice to have that toolbox. So, because you still have all the room in the cab. I mean, look at this. I'm sitting I'm sitting sideways, for Pete's sakes, but you know, you could still stand up and put your pants on. Although people might wonder why you had your pants off. Coveralls. We'll say coveralls. Of course, we've got the signature Peterbilt cup holder / thermos holder. Put your thermos in there, cup in there, secondary cup, a little bit of storage. And down here we've got 2 USB ports plus an old school 12-volt power outlet, aka the old school cigarette lighter. Nice little cubby to put knickknacks in and cup holders that don't rattle. Of course, on the dash we've got your cruise buttons where you can set and resume. And then over here we've got volume buttons for your music, where you can skip. You can answer your phone, which is handy. And down here you can adjust all this. Now, because I hit that hill start switch, then I can turn that off. TC probably has to be running for that, but anyways, that's that's that. Now here we've got, of course, your wipers, and on the end, if you push this, it flashes your marker light. So if you see another trucker and you want to flash them, you go woot woot, and of course push this in to do a wet wash, and then it'll squirt your washers to clean your window. Of course, high beam. Let's turn on our headlights, and this is your park lights and your headlights. Now this switch doesn't light up, which I think is kind of silly. In my opinion, they should make that light up so you can see it better. But pull it back for high beam, on, off, and if you just want to flash your high beams at someone, you can just click it ahead. Now, this one over here, this is where all the meat and potatoes are of your automated transmission. So click it forward to go into drive, click it back to go into reverse, pull it down for your engine brake, for your retarder, lift it up to, oh, there we go. Lift it up, and yeah, this is the thing. I keep thinking that's up and down, but that's forward and back. So up and down is for shifting it manually. This clicks it into manual mode from automatic mode, so you can shift up, going down, and then shift down, and if you hold it down, you can change. I believe that's because you can. Words, Mike. Use your words. You can have them preset with 2 programs. So if you want to have an economy program in your transmission and you want a performance one, you can hold the lever. I can't remember if it's up or down. Well, you know what? Let's just try it. Let me step on the clutch over here that doesn't exist to start this bad boy. We'll build up some air and we'll explore some things. So if I put it in drive, and now it's in drive, and if I hold it down, yeah, if I hold it down, then it goes into low. So you can see it's low there. So if you want it to, you know, rev up high and be in low. The other thing you can do with low is if you're wanting it to downshift right away, it'll do all the downshifts. And if we hold it up, it should, where is it? I thought if I held it up, it would do the other program. Maybe I didn't bring this one in with 2 programs. That would be just my luck. Oh yeah, look, over there you got the D, reverse, put it in D. If I hold it up, is anything happening? No. See, that's manual mode, automatic mode, and anyways, manual, auto, manual, push it down, low. If I push and hold, yeah, nothing happens. Well, I'm gonna have to check on that one because I was pretty sure that I did this. Oh, transmission low. Now, that's one thing with these automated transmission is it is very critical to have air and clean air. So it's even been recommended in really wet environments that a person should put like a desiccant filter on the air going to the transmission just to make sure that it's got all the best air. And that could even be why it didn't change programs because of the air. So I'll wait here. We're up to 100 pounds of air. I would think that this should be good enough because let's face it, if you run out of air, you still need to shift gears. But we'll see what air level the low air thing will go away. Hopefully it goes away soon because really the transmission should be able to operate like this. And my door isn't closed all the way. Now it is. There we go. I wonder, oh, maybe it's because I'm in neutral. There we go. Or no, because I was in drive. Sorry, I was in drive. So now if I click it into drive, put my foot on the brake. There, now she shifted. And oh yeah, see there, now it did it. See how it says C2? So that's the second program. So I can't remember if it's performance or not in this one. Well, of course the parking brake's not set. My seatbelt's not on either because I'm just driving around the yard. And my driver's door is open. There. Are you happy now, truck? Yes, I'm happy, Mike. So there you go. If I push and hold this in the up position, so pull it up and hold, the C2 should change to C1 or just go away. There you go. Now it's in the first program, which I would have to check, see what it is. So, but it's a pretty seamless drive. I'm not gonna lie. I kind of like it. I think for my own project trucks, it would be kind of awesome to have an automatic, just because I don't have to be a hero shifting gears. Like, if I want to have a daily driver truck, I think having an automatic would be the cat's meow, because at the end of the day, when you're tired, it does take a toll on you shifting gears. So now let me know what you guys think, guys. Is it the future? Are manuals here to stay? I mean, they're getting pretty high tech as to how far they're working. So yeah, she's pretty seamless. And now I just drove it around the building because, well, quite frankly, I don't have a mount for my camera to drive with it or have a person to hold the camera for me. But anyways, coming to a log yard near you, an automated transmission 589 tri-drive. Let me know what you think down in the comments, guys. Ooh, is it a win? Is it the future? Or is it just like anything? It's an option for certain applications. So anyways, guys, thanks for watching. We'll catch you in the next one. I think I'm gonna go for a drive and pick up an engine. I know, I'm pretty excited too, because I only have one truck. Well, technically I have two trucks that need an engine, but you know the one that needs an engine the worst, and we want to see her driving. Thanks for watching, guys. Catch you in the next one. How do I stop this thing?